Hello everyone. Before we get into the video, I do have a Twitch channel, Merc SWW, where I stream DBFZ, lab hit, and play some ranked matches, and try not to get mad. I also have a Twitter, again at Merc SWW, where I post a lot of hit tech and combos. So feel free to hit me up and let me know if you need any help. That's all from me, hope you enjoy the video. Hello everyone, I'm back, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to become a hit master. Timestamps of sections in the video will be in the description. Okay, starting off with 5L, 6 frames minus 3, not too bad. 5LL minus 5 on block and hits ungodly heights. So moving on to hits 2L, it's the fastest overhead in the game, being at 20 frames startup, minus 5, safe on block, and really good for conditioning your opponent with the 2L, 2M mix-up. Right, next up is 5M, minus 2 on block, so good for staggers. Keep in note, do not try to stag with it on small bodies because 5L isn't that great at all with. Helpful to note that hits 5M hits at godly distances. Moving on to 2M, 27 frame startup, the slowest 2M in the game at minus 5, it is safe, really good for opening people up after conditioning them with the 2L overhead. Moving on to his 5H, not that great in terms of staggering, but reaches further than 5M. However, it does come out the drawback that it's a little slower and hella minus on block. Moving on to his 5S. 5S isn't the best tool in the game, but it does have some of its uses. For example, if your opponent does something unsafe to vanish. Please be aware that some characters can punish it if they react to your 5S quick enough. See, I'm mashing vanish, can't do jack. What more needs to be said? Good at countering air specials. Just be careful where this air special hits you. Moving on to JL, got a really good range, 6 frame startup, really good for crossing up too. JM, 9 frames, also really good for crossing up. JH, not so good for mid screen, 30 frame startup, and keeps hitting the air. Also, because it keeps hitting the air, it allows him to get all 3 of his overheads. Moving on to his specials, we first have his light stance. Light stance into light jab is 16 frames and is really good for conditioning your opponent because it's a frame trap. Frame trap meaning they have to respect it. But do keep in mind, since it's a frame trap, it's technically still gapped, meaning they can counter you. But you do have a counter for that, which I'll get onto later on. Another thing to note is if they block it in the air, you are plus. After 236 LL, we have this. Similar to 236 LL, 236 LM also has really good distance, and it's minus 4, still making it safe on block if they try to jab you out. Useful to note that both 236 LL and LM are safe on block, meaning you can backdash it to bait out their buttons and punish them. Useful to note that 236 LM gives SKD now, and is a consistent way to get level 1 or level 3. Similar to 236 LL, this is also plus if they block in the air. Time for everyone's favourite move that everyone has been hit by at least once, the EX kick. The EX kick is minus 5, meaning it is safe on block and you can backdash. The EX kick is completely invulnerable and can be level 3s. When baiting DPs or level 3s with this move, make sure to delay the H. Also to note that you can cancel out any of these stances by pressing the special button. Moving on to his medium stance, which has invulnerability at frame 18. 236 ML are 3 slashes which can be angled forwards, upwards and downwards being the overhead. Do note that 236 ML does track in the air, however the tracking isn't all that great. Similar to his LM, his 236 MM hits behind the opponent and hits much slower. Please note that when hit is travelling, he can be hit out with anything. Again, similar to his LH, his MH hits behind the back and is also fully invincible. Moving on to hits, 236H has the fastest stance startup time, being invincible at frame 8 and the fastest cancel time. Hit has all the exact same tools he does from the medium stance during the EX stance. Moving on to Hit's 214L, it is a 30 frame startup unblockable move. You can vanish or call an assist to extend the combo. Similar to his 214L, his 214M hits full screen but has a slower startup time by 3 frames. His 214H hits in the middle of the screen and you can combo from it without having to spend the vanish or the assist. Again, like the 214L, has a 30 frame startup. Hit's 236S is a full screen travel which goes through projectiles, key blasts and some level 3s. Hit's 236S can also be used for left and right mix-ups, but only when paired up with a fast startup assist. Hit's 214S is similar to his 236S but travels backwards. It's good for restarting block strings and making distance between you and your opponent. Note, it can be used to chain into other specials. Hit's supers are some of the highest damaging supers in the game. Note that during Hit's level 3 he stops time, meaning he also stops sparking time for you and your opponent. The more meter you have, the more damage you do. Now it's time for some Hit combos. These combos will range from easy to hard. Hit's combos aren't that diverse, meaning they'll all share a similar structure.
Let's begin. Watch it back. Take this. Try to block this. Don't move. Try to block this. I'll do the final blow. Let's begin. I'll do the final blow. Try to block this. Here comes this. Let's begin. Here comes this. Let's begin. I'll do the final blow. Try to block this.
Now time to move on to some of Hit's resets. These resets are used to reset your combo and catch your opponent off guard. You can basically do whatever you like as a reset. Hit has a huge amount of resets. Just make sure you keep changing them up to confuse your opponent each time. A side note, on Hit can do 2L into 6M meaty to 5L confirmed, meaning they cannot DP or level 3 you. You can also do a specific combo ender to make the JH meaty. Now why not end things on a nice TOD? As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the video and also let me know what else you would want to see on this channel.